Sammy wasn't there. Sammy. Oh, gosh. Sammy wasn't there to take me to the fair. It seems he doesn't care. Oh, Sammy wasn't there. Sammy, join me. Sammy wasn't there to change my underwear. It seems he doesn't care. Sammy wasn't there. Oh.
Are you gonna be able to hit this?
When I was first baptized, when I was criticized, when I was ostracized, when I was jazzercised, eating kidney pies, when I was modernized, when I was circumcised. Sammy wasn't there. Hello and welcome to the Rhino and the Dude.
I'm the Rhino.
And I'm the Dude. And as you can tell, Sammy is still missing in action. Before we get going, this podcast is brought to you by the Podcast Lab, where we sit right now. If you want to record a podcast, hit us up and we'll make it happen. Also brought to you by Eddie the Doud Real Estate. Eddie Doud Real Estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, let the Dude fight for you by calling 410-588-6536. Today we are joined by
Julie Haplin.
the hand model herself. Professional hand model, right?
I am? I had no idea.
Professional hand model. What is it that you do?
I make things beautiful.
You make things beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Make
Eddie
things beautiful. Now,
knocks things over.
I knock things over. Now, I know you well. I know you well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mostly.
And Daddy wasn't there. Can you tell us the story
Which one?
of your daddy?
You really want to know?
Yeah. Does Eric know the
I
story?
don't know the story.
Wait, is this the real thing? You want to really know the whole story?
Yeah, let's tell the story.
Oh my god.
You're starting strong today with these daddy issues you got from Sammy leaving.
Okay, well, I
Sammy
guess
went to
I
go
could
get some
tell you
milk
the
and never
story.
came back.
No, the story. I didn't know you'd want to know that story. I mean, you want to know from the very beginning?
From the very beginning. But first, actually, say who you are. You said you make things beautiful, and then let's go into your daddy issues.
I make things beautiful.
First, I want to know who people are, and then I want to know their daddy issues. This is how you get to really know people. What do you do for a living, and what were your daddy issues?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Yes.
Isn't Arnold say that in some movie?
I don't know.
I think.
Well, this is going to be fun and very interesting, but very confusing. But
Okay, what
I
is
make
it that
things
you do?
beautiful.
What
I'm
does that mean?
a stager, interior designer. Of course, I've been a real estate agent for 21 years, but who gives a crap about that? But really, I've been a stager and an interior designer primarily
Okay.
for the past 20 years.
Okay.
I've staged about 19 to 20 homes a week. Stage homes for everybody I can think of. Most of these agents in the area, I had an opportunity to work with in some way or the other.
Okay.
So homes are vacant, and
And
I
you
move into
staged
them.
the podcast lab just today. She didn't like the setup that we had for her, so she had to stage it. And
wasn't quite
ruined
fitting.
our carpet.
No, that was me.
That was
yeah.
him.
And also, that stool is not the greatest stool. I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna
Don't
be on
don't
Julie's
talk,
side
Gave
of this.
me
one.
muffin
talk crap.
ass. It gave me
Don't
muffin
talk
ass.
crap about the podcast lab.
You know.
That stool was good. There are other options, and this is another option. This is a new setup that we've recently found today, thanks
nice.
to your company. Now, you could shout them out too, yourself out, you know. But yeah, in the midst of this happening, Eric knocked over a damn smoothie.
Dude, no, Shrek came in and sneezed.
Shrek said it was his swamp. Came in and
Said,
sneezed.
"This is my swamp. It's not Rocket."
That was the best smoothie I ever
Our
had.
carpet is now green
I'm not mad about
in
it.
this spot right here, and it was on my headphones.
As a professional business, though, it will be fixed by the time you come here and use
I
it.
will let you
Yes.
know. This is what he looked like before. Isn't he cute? Doesn't he look like the guy from Ghostbusters? Look at his little face.
Little face. That's kind of funny.
Isn't that so adorable? Look at him. He's so
Smoothie made a little
cute.
Did you do that, or
Can
did
you
they
see
do
it?
that?
Oh, you can't see it. Too bad. They did it, and I was like, oh my god, it looks just like... What was that guy's name?
The ghost.
The little green...
Yeah, the little green ghost that flies around. I can't remember his name.
It looks just like him, don't it?
Kind of.
So cute. I kind of fell in love with it. And then I brought him here, and,
And you threw him on the floor.
he's gone.
And then
You wanted to. You didn't want him to go away, so you wanted to
I
spill him on the
we
floor.
wanted him to be part of the podcast forever.
Yeah, forever.
I didn't need the calories in.
So
fame.
let's hear about your daddy issues. Let's get down to it.
Okay.
This is the Daddy Issues podcast.
Daddy issues.
We talk
Great.
about daddy issues.
Okay, well, this is fun. Why do we have to talk about daddy issues when I come? I didn't know you talk about daddy issues on any other
We talk
podcast.
about daddy issues all the time.
You do?
I don't think we
We
have.
talked about my dad.
Those are episodes that
And his
haven't come up
issues.
yet.
Okay.
We did mention your dad a couple times.
I don't look at it as an issue. I look at it as quite an adventure that
it-
shaped me
yes.
perfectly into the human that I
So
am
tell us
today.
your story.
There you go.
Eric's
Okay.
going to be very surprised to hear
Okay.
these.
You are? Okay, well, let's see.
I mean, I was surprised when I heard it.
I had a little bit of a... Okay, so I was born. My name was Tiffany Ivano.
Okay.
Then my dad didn't come back. And my mom got pissed and renamed me Julie Keller.
Okay. Hey.
You guys are heir
And,
to the Keller Williams dynasty.
Long story short, that daddy never did come back. He didn't come back. He was gone forever. He was a gypsy, like a true gypsy.
We had
We had the gypsy.
So-
Gypsy King of Aberdeen in here a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
You did the real gypsy king of Aberdeen?
Swayze from
Swayze.
my
Shout out to
Big
Swayze.
Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Yep.
Oh, that
one that
guy
they-
was here?
Yeah, we've
You know
known him
him?
for years.
What?
You know?
Yeah.
No, I want to
know
know
of
him.
him?
No, I don't. I mean,
He was on
You're like, that guy was
he
here,
on
like you knew him.
TLC. One of the Gypsy shows, he was on it.
oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, and he came. We've known him for years.
Wow, that is
So,
so hilarious.
He came
Yeah.
here, and he's a complete wild card.
Yeah.
We still don't even have anyone commenting what that tattoo is.
No one.
So if you guys are watching this, go back to the original video and guess what tattoo Swayze has in the top center of his back. If you get it right, I'll Venmo you a quarter. Life's rough, okay?
Yeah. Well, gypsies are special people, right?
yeah.
Like people don't understand what they are. Like you hear that stuff about, gypsies, they move around a lot and so on and so forth. But gypsies truly like intermarry, right? Like they keep it in the family. Gypsy women don't go past 6th grade. Gypsy men don't go past 8th grade. Like they want to keep them in the community. They don't want them growing up getting their own ideas of leaving, right? So long story short, I was adopted. I'm going to skip the stuff in the middle because it's not very flattering, you know. But I was adopted, and I didn't know that I was not my father's daughter. So my real mother and my adopted father raised me. And, you know, my mom was a tough cookie, to say the least. I went through a whole lot of stuff growing up. And if I were to tell you what I actually went through, you would be very surprised. I had a lot of concussions. I had a lot of broken noses, you know, at the hand of my family, my parents. But, you know, I always felt like I understood what a real family was like and what normalcy was like because I had really cool friends, you know, and they had parents that were really cool, you know what I mean? So I would watch them and learn from them and kind of build my life and my values on the things that they did all the time. So there's so many times that I'd be like, this doesn't seem right. And something in me knew that something wasn't quite right. And I thought it was that my mother wasn't my real mother. Because she just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel real. I felt like I looked like my real father. So it was the strangest thing. I was always very protective of my parents too. So my father, he passed, the one that adopted me, he passed away, I think it's been 7 years ago now. And when he passed away, he's a very tall man. I think he must have been 6'5", 7 feet, something like that. Maybe taller, but he died at 600 pounds.
Gosh, it's big.
Big dude, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
man.
like he was like all about control. So I understand that when people can't control certain areas of their life, they'll control other areas like obsessively, right? So he controlled me, controlled things like that. He was a very controlling man, but I was always so protective of him as a little girl. Like I remember walking through Dutchway, which was the grocery store back home, and people would stare at him, and I would stare back like when he wasn't looking, I'd be like, you know, little girl walking around like, what are you looking at, you know? And they would look at me and like quickly look away, you know?
Were you like at the size where you could like sit in the cart too. So it was like this guy was like reaching up the shelf, and you're like,
I would ride on the edge of the cart all the time. You know,
You're talking about like when you hold on to the edge
Yes.
and sit on the front.
no,
Yeah.
I'm talking about when, like if she
childhood
was like
memories.
sitting in the basket. With
Are
her
you
feet
in the
hanging out.
basket or were you on the front?
on the
On
front.
the front.
Okay,
Oh.
on the front.
I don't
Did
remember.
you ride on the front?
Man, I was always too big to ride in the front. I didn't
Really?
sit in the basket. I was always riding in the front.
That's what I'm saying, on the
Or I
front.
too.
Or
I don't
sometimes
remember.
I'd climb in and get into the, like the big basket, and then my mom would yell at me, and then I have to climb out and like start walking again.
I always held on to the front, and I remember like some stores would be like, "You're not allowed to do that," and I'd
Well,
be like,
So,
I don't see kids doing that in the store. I think that these kids nowadays don't know. They have all these things that keep them
they
keep them
got that-
entertained. They don't
They're
know
in
about
front of
riding.
their devices,
Yeah,
following
that's
their
on their
parents
face.
barely.
Like, do kids these days even know about riding on the front of a shopping cart?
Probably not.
Have your kids ever rode on the front of a shopping cart?
Yes.
Okay,
My
but your
kids
kids are older,
23 and 18.
so they're out of that generation.
yeah, they're done riding on carts now.
They're
but
done.
they were in the generation. But now, I don't go to Walmart and see kids riding on the front of cars.
Kids are staying home alone. They're like, I don't want to go. You know, back when we were younger, it was like, oh, yeah, exciting. Yeah, I want to go. I want to get out of the house, right?
Yeah, I want to go to Walmart.
For us, I
or
remember it
whatever.
was just like you were going. It wasn't a conversation. It was an argument.
True story.
You know what I
just going.
watched? Have you guys watched the last Blockbuster on Netflix?
No, is that a thing?
Yeah, there's one Blockbuster left that's literally just open for nostalgia purposes.
That sounds cool.
But it talked
Interesting.
about the history of Blockbuster. You're going to be depressed after you watch it. Because I was watching it and then I'm like, man, I really want to. It reminds you of remember the smell of Blockbuster? And just the like, oh, let's get in the car and let's go to
How
Blockbuster.
fun was that? Yeah.
It reminds you of all that. And it brings up all these fresh memories, and it has people talking about the memories of going to Blockbuster and how it was. And then once you get done watching it, you go, I want to go to Blockbuster. And because it's something that I think that we did for so long, that's a thought that's there. So we think, oh yeah, we're gonna hop in the car and go to Blockbuster. And then you're like, I can't go to Blockbuster.
Yep.
Blockbuster. Blockbuster wasn't there.
When you were a kid, when you went to Blockbuster, what was like your go-to thing to go straight? Like when I got walked in Blockbuster when I was a kid, I would just like walk away from my parents and like go to like the video game aisle or like the.
I remember the video
or like
game
the
aisle.
action movies.
I remember you could rent a PlayStation 2 there at one point in time. Because,
wow.
because somebody, one of my sister's boyfriends came over the house and he rented a PlayStation 2 for like a week.
I didn't know you could rent a system. That's kind of cool.
That, or at least that's what I thought. I was also a kid, so I don't know. But I remember the games. I don't think I rented too many games. The last thing I remember Blockbuster, I think that was like I was watching like horror movies and stuff like that. So I would go in the aisle. I don't even watch horror movies now, but I think I was watching those. One of my memories of Blockbuster was going there, and the movie Gladiator just came out,
Okay.
and the whole back wall
Back
was
wall.
Gladiator.
Yes.
And I had some other movie. I had
Did
some
you just
other
put it
movie.
down and grab Gladiator?
No. I had some other movie that I wanted to watch. And my dad, I guess, knew about the movie Gladiator. We're getting this movie. So we got the movie, and I'm like, I don't want to watch that movie. And then it became one of my favorite
and then you're
movies.
sitting there just like,
The 5 or 7-year-old me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the 7-year-old watching Gladiator. What do you think?
Not these days.
not these days.
Not these days.
They could
Wow.
see the worst things in real life.
Oh, not these
You
days.
could
I mean,
turn
I
on-
was watching.
You could go on Facebook and see worse things.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most historically accurate movie at all.
No, but it's fun.
I don't. If a movie like I wouldn't care so much if my kid watched like Saving Private Ryan or
Oh, we
Patriot
watched
or
it all the time when we were
Gladiator,
kids, yeah.
but I don't want them to watch something that has sexually explicit things.
Oh,
That's
no,
obvious.
for
that's
sure.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like okay to watch certain R-rated things, but not if they are of sexual content or gonna.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know.
Man, I just remember my most vivid memory of going to Blockbuster was PlayStation 2 games. I found this game where it's called Sly Cooper, and you were a raccoon, like a animated raccoon guy who was a thief, and you had like a big cane that you'd steal stuff from people from, and you had like a tech turtle guy that was your friend, and you had like this big muscular hippo that was your other friend. And like there was 4 games. They were really fun. And you'd like sneak around all these places and steal all the coins and like steal like the gem at the end and get out. I played that game. Like I rented it for a week. Played like
Somebody
50
out there
hours
is
of it.
watching this and they're going, I remember that game. I have
Dude,
no
there's
clue.
honestly It was such a fun game.
I feel like if Sammy was here,
Sammy, honestly,
Sammy
would be like,
yes,
Sammy would be like,
yes.
Sly! He'd be like, honor among thieves, baby. Like, he's yelling at me.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to meet Sammy.
Too bad. I really feel at a loss now. Sounds.
I can't stand you.
The past 2 episodes he hasn't been here. He will return soon.
No,
but everything's been about
after
Sammy.
last episode, we were talking about like motivation. Like, we're with Jeff, who owns Get Fit Performance. So it's like he's like an athletic trainer, like trains people to be athletes in sports and like to get in shape. Eddie, after the episode, goes, so when you do the thumbnail, Eric, can you put a Sammy missing like person's poster on it with Sammy? I was like, yeah, I'll make it work out. But I made it
Except
work.
you did a wanted one.
Well, yeah, because you want him to be here.
True.
And I felt like when I put it together, it was one that looked the best. I could fit like the text on it and it was one I made look the best.
Should have put him on a milk carton. We'll be drinking the milk carton.
This episode. I'll get a picture of you drinking.
What's Sammy look like? Describe him to me.
Oh wait, I can just pull a picture.
He was on. You haven't been staying up on your Rhino and the Dude. He's.
No, I will now.
Hold on, I got this.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
Sorry.
go
I
again.
wanted
You
to hear a
almost
fun
spelled-
description. I thought that would be kind of fun.
oh, then never mind. Eddie, give a description of your dream man.
Yeah.
Sammy.
Oh Lord.
He has glasses.
There you go. Good job. Proud of you. You're doing really well.
He's Puerto Rican, but more to the lighter skin side of Puerto Rican.
Okay.
You know that TikTok. I'm looking Puerto Rican with this hair.
I don't know this.
You know what I'm talking about?
I saw that the
so
other day.
funny. Sorry. Okay.
Well,
He wears Canada bags that are made for 5-year-olds.
okay. Well, let's talk about what he physically looks like. What
does
about
he
his hair?
physically look like?
What about his hair?
His hair is curly.
What about his
Curly.
build?
Curly hair. Blonde?
Very muscular guy.
Oh no, not if he's a Mexican.
He's not a. He's a Puerto Rican.
Oh, sorry. Fuck. I didn't mean it like that. I forgot. Sorry.
You just got us canceled.
No.
Shit. Sorry.
You're also stalking our producer.
Yeah, but that's a good thing in this day and age.
And he's like, yeah, he's got some nice bushes outside his window, dude.
Okay. Well, Sammy's an interesting name for a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
I'm not engaging in this.
Okay.
I'm not getting canceled with you guys.
Okay.
I disavow this.
Okay.
fine.
I
Then Eddie,
disavow this.
what's your next topic? What are we talking about?
We still need to hear about her daddy.
Which one still wants to
Okay,
hear about my
sorry.
daddy issues?
I kind of wanted to hear more about her career and like
You want to
who
hear
she worked with.
who's
No, you just keep going.
Who wants to hear about it?
Yeah, I
don't
do.
know.
Tell me about it.
So let's get down to it. Let's see. Where was I? We were at the grocery store, blah, blah, blah. I took up
Yes.
for him. Yeah.
Then we took
So
up
so my
Blockbuster.
dad was a pretty good dude, except my mom, you know, she just sort of made him kind of miserable, right? Because she was miserable. And I think 'cause she looked at me every day and thought, ugh, because I looked just like my real father, my gypsy dad that ran away.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, I went my whole entire life. And one day I was 16 years old. I took a look at my mother and I said, she was just saying some crazy things. I said, I don't know if you are my real mother. And I don't think you're my real, something just doesn't feel right. I'm nothing like you people. And, you know, because I was just having a moment, like, this is crazy. Like, you guys are really crazy. And my mom smoked Salem's. You remember Salem's?
No.
I could laugh about all of this now. If I told you real deep stories, you'd be like, oh my God, she survived that. But she took a big, huge puff of her Salem. You're right. He's not even your dad.
Dang.
That's how I found out. And I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that. Okay. Well, I left. I went to my grandmother's house. I was like, look, Gram, this is crazy. This is what she said. She goes, oh, I knew this day was coming. She pulls out a Polaroid and she shows me a picture of my real dad. And he looked like Elvis, kind of, you know, dark hair, very tall, very handsome, right? And I said, well, wow. So she's like, yeah, he's a gypsy. And I said, what's a gypsy? I never knew what that was, right? She goes, Mrs. May, the palm reader with a big palm in Lebanon. That's your grandmother. That's your real grandmother. And she tried to explain it, but really no one understood it then. I think my mother at one time said, "Yeah, you're Egyptian." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, I really didn't know what the hell I was or where I came from, at all. So I took this Polaroid, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see if she's really a fortune teller. I'm gonna see if she really knows what she's talking about, right? Because that's what she was. She was a fortune teller, a palm reader, my real grandmother, right? So I take it in there, and there's this another very huge fat guy sitting on the couch with a bald head. And this gypsy woman, she comes up, and I said, I want to get my palm read. I want you to tell my fortune. She says, okay, come in. And I go in through the curtains and all the jewels and stuff hanging. There's a little table. And I said, I'm looking for my father. And I said, I have never met him. I'd really like to know who he is. I'd like to find him. And she goes, okay. And what's strange is she goes, I'm sensing something with you that you have two fathers. And that was like, oh, maybe she does know something. And then she sort of went down a rabbit hole. And so I pulled out of the back pocket of my Levi's with no holes in it, because holes weren't cool then, right? The Polaroid of my father. And she starts yelling and screaming in Gypsy, which is Romanesque. It's the language. And I had no idea what she was yelling. And that's my Ronnie, that's my Ronnie. She comes back. She's like, he's dead. He's dead. He's not your father. She just totally lost her marbles. And so basically I left. And I think it was like 3 weeks later, No, I think it was like 4 months later. He came to find me. And it was a really strange meeting. Told me a bunch of stories, gave me the necklace off his neck. They were probably falsified a little bit, the stories, to make him look a little bit more glamorous, right? He's got like 13 kids, and counting. And said he'll be back. But the truth is he never did come back. But he did go far in life, because I think that I get my negotiating skills from him. And maybe some of my charm, because he's very convincing. So he was on America's Most Wanted, which was amazing, right? Oh. Like, who can say their dad was on America's Most Wanted? That shit was amazing.
What was he on there for?
For being the most wanted.
I wish that it could be something awesome, like a bank robber.
Yeah.
Something really kick-ass, right? But
like the
really...
gypsy assassin.
That would be so cool. Yes.
Do you want your dad to be a killer? I wish my dad was a killer.
Well, if you're gonna be
cool, like a murderer.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be like that. Dad. You would hope it at least be something.
You had to like steal stuff. You couldn't just killed people. What the hell?
Thanks, Dad, for being an accountant. Why couldn't you be like Ted Bundy? Do something cool.
I mean, I can't help it. It just thought about it. Like, so him and his wife were having dinner one day, and she had a chipped glass and swallowed the glass at a restaurant. Oh my God, I swallowed the glass. She was scared. But the restaurant panicked and said, oh my gosh, here, I'm going to give you money. I pay your bills. They didn't want to be sued, so they got scared. They gave them a very, very big sum of money. It might have been like $50,000, right? Just to keep them from suing them. And then they got this idea in their head. Wait a minute, look how easy that was. So they went up and down the East Coast.
Was she the one found the finger in her chili?
No.
She's the Lenny's chili lady.
But she found glass in a lot of restaurants. They both did. And they swindled $800,000 or something like that in a 7-month period out of different restaurant owners.
That?
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, low-key. Honestly, I'm more impressed with that than the serial killer thing. Like, Ted Bundy, step aside. I want the gypsy swindler to come over here and be my dad.
So the restaurant owners were at a convention talking about things that happened to them and this and that. One restaurant owner shares what happened to him about the glass. And then another guy stands up and says, wait a minute, who was that? And another guy stood up and said, that shit happened to me. And they figured out that it was the same couple.
So how would they frame it? Like, we found this, we don't want to have any problems. If you just give us something to help it.
Which is kind of crazy because they're trying to keep the problem under the table
And then it all came out anyway.
Yeah. So it's like,
And then they kind of don't look that
don't look
great.
good.
The fact that you're like, oh yeah, I paid you. What are you gonna go? And there's like, yeah, I paid somebody off not to talk bad about
yeah.
a restaurant, but it
Exactly.
turns out that they actually set me up. But it's like,
So-
but you still paid somebody off not to talk bad about your restaurant. So
like it should be like they cancel out.
yeah, well, not cancel out. I mean, I understand that somebody's going around there doing this, but I wouldn't want to come out and be like, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I wouldn't be the guy to be like, yeah, I did that too.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. And
So what ended up?
I think they
happening?
would bring the broken glass with them already.
Yeah, I think
And
probably
like
did.
some to try to chip the glass if they could, but basically say, I think there was a chip in my glass. I returned it. Now look at this glass of my food. You know, something like that. I swallowed it. I need a doctor. Call somebody. You know what I mean? It's very easy to cause commotion.
Yeah,
You
cause
see
commotion.
some broken glass you don't know. Now this is strange. We're not anywhere where there's broken glass, right? But I will say that glass did break today. I had no idea that we were going to be talking about this, okay? And the last time this conversation came up, I was with my girlfriends at the Lock Bar, 4 of us. Started talking about this. They wanted to know what happened with my dad, blah, 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 right? And I started talking about it, and the waitress was walking by, and a glass fell off just as I got to the glass part. Glass shattered all over our table. Glass fell off her tray, shattered all over our table.
Well, that's the other thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Glass was everywhere.
So you just got like the most
And
incredible,
before that, it happened again.
so you just
every
got
time.
the most incredible setup for what your dad. When you were like, yeah, what he got, what he was on America's Most Wanted for wasn't the most exciting thing. Glass shatters in the restaurant. He's like, my father's tricked all the restaurant owners into thinking that his wife drank glass. I don't know.
He's gonna
didn't say that well at all.
Don't say like, oh, I cut my hand on the glass that I broke in
You
here,
do that now.
and you need to pay me $50,000.
I think I do have a little chip in my finger.
Oh, my calf. My knee.
Swallowed it too.
So yeah, that
That
was
green stuff. What was it?
crazy stuff. So he went to jail. Yeah, they found him. He was on the run for quite some time. And he was in jail for a really long
Was
time.
there like a cool place where they found him? Or was it just like, oh, he got
well,
stopped
you
at a
wouldn't
stoplight?
believe this, that he was found in Bethesda, Maryland.
Oh.
He was the king of the gypsies in a way. He was one of those gypsies that was in the gypsy world well respected. And, you know, so gypsies aren't allowed to like just go anywhere and run their businesses. Like for real, in the gypsy world, the men pretty much flip cars. Some of them do other things like driveways and painting and things, but for the most part, they're flipping cars all the time. And the women tell fortunes. You know what I mean? It's the most bizarre thing, you know? But you can't just go start a business. If he was in Bethesda, you could not start anywhere in Bethesda. You know, it's like a respect thing. So I don't know. It's just some weird stuff, but that's what happened. He was in jail for a really long time. Finally got out of jail. He went to Boston and he was a painter in Boston. So I've had some really, really weird things happen in my lifetime. I'll tell you. In this particular weekend, when I decided to call my father, I also found out that my friend of 5 years wasn't a woman.
Okay.
It was so funny. Anyway, so oh god, it's such a hell of a life. But so I called him and I said, I'm looking for a painter. I really, you know, I'm looking for a painter. I've got a lot of properties I want to get painted, like 15 houses. And he was so excited. And all he did was talk about family and this and that, like how important it is to spend time with your family and be good to your kids and be there for your kids. Isn't that ironic? Because I sit here, I listen, and I think, wow, right? And I'm like, wow, I wonder if I would have been raised by this guy, would my life been a little better in some way? And so growing up in the life that I grew up in, right, I thought it had to have been better. I was beat up a lot. I would leave to go to school in the morning, and she would call me a little bitch. I would be combing my hair to see, you know, how I looked, and she'd go, don't bother. It's not going to work. You're really ugly, and combing your hair isn't going to help you.
Damn, Mom.
And I'd walk out the door, and the minute that the screen door slammed, my life just changed. Like I was the most resilient child I've ever known, and I was happy as fuck all day long until I got home. So really, that resilience that I had as a child, I still have as an adult. And you know, my highs are very, very high. My lows are very, very low. In some parts, I'm a hard human to deal with, right? But I will say that I am very thankful that I wasn't raised by him, because I did actually meet him. He did come to visit me. It was a really great visit for 2 days. You know, we went to a gas station. He stole a lighter. He's however old. He had to steal a lighter. Like, look what I got. Get. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, $2, dude. You know, I couldn't pay for that. I was like, man, he's. And then, you know, the stories he tells, I listened really well. And so I looked up some things, and I found my sister in Canada, one of them. There's many brothers and sisters. And she's become my best friend. She is a gypsy. She is a gypsy.
I met her.
She's fun as fuck, though, isn't she?
Yeah, she was cool.
I love her so much. So that's the most beautiful thing that I got out of this relationship, but it's also taught me a lot of things. But I'll tell you that I'm really glad that I was raised in the family that I was raised in. They didn't do everything perfect. It's funny because, you know, you really have like a very forgiving heart as a child for your parents. Mm-hmm. You know, but when he came, he was here for 2 days, and the third day he asked me for $10,000.
Well,
so that's
man, you got 2 days.
Did he find some broken glass?
He said,
It's like, I was in your kitchen and I had some broken glass.
He lights himself on fire with the stolen lighter and blames
Oh, I'll tell you another thing he said.
serial self-arson.
Yeah, I had to work because I worked all the time at that point, right? And he said, "Can I come with you?" I said, "Sure." So we're moving in and out of a house. We're moving a table as big as that one, right? And the screen door shut and bumped him on the hip, and he's like, "Oh my God, my hip!" And I'm just looking at him. He was thinking it in his head. He was like, "I can do this. I can get some money out of her." And I'm just like, "Oh, really? That's great." You know? I just let him go with it. He didn't do anything about it. He asked for that $10,000. I said, "I'm so sorry. I have $10,000 that I could give you, but I don't really think that that's appropriate. I think you should give me $10,000. You know."
He's like,
how do you respond to that?
Station.
Oh, I understand. And then he went back, you know, and then when I reached out to my sister, he and a couple of my brothers, like, "Hey, you know, I've been doing some research. I don't know what you're going to think of this." And it was on Facebook. He told me about this crazy sister had blue hair, and her name was Crystal, right? I'm like, what? So I started looking, and I'm like, that could be the only one, right? I found on an obituary, and I looked her name up. I'm like, she has blue hair. She's living in Canada. That got to be her. And I reached out. I was like, I know this is a little weird, but I think you might be my sister. You know, it's so scary. And she's like, "You're kidding me, right?" It was just like so scary, you know, to do. She's like, are you serious? That made him really angry that I reached out, because he didn't want anyone to know about me. I was the first child he ever had, but I was not a gypsy child. Like, my mother wasn't a gypsy. So it was such a shameful thing to have a child that's not with a gypsy woman, right? Mm-hmm. So I think he's married to his cousin, had all these other kids with his cousin, right? But so he was really angry with me. He called me and said really terrible, mean, horrible, nasty things, you know?
Then asked for $10,000.
After that.
Okay, I'm sorry, Doud.
But that's the last time I spoke to him. It's the last time I spoke to him.
He's still living.
He's still alive. My father that adopted me is dead.
Yeah.
My mother's still alive.
I know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know? Eddie Frank called my mother.
Why is this like your thing? No, because like when
people
we lived
request
together,
it.
Yeah, no, when we were living together, you'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna prank phone call my sister," and he'd like you just pick up the nearest phone and start dialing your number back.
I don't remember ever doing this, but okay.
It was during one of your margarita dancing nights.
Okay, maybe.
You were like outside.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we all went out to eat, and her mom hates Donald Trump, right? Mm-hmm. Like, despises him. Mm-hmm. And she thinks I do a good Donald Trump impersonation. I don't think I do.
Oh, it's so good.
But
Please
I called...
Break it out.
Come on, do the lips, do the everything, do the face.
Hands,
get into personality. Come on.
Do it.
You can't help but do it, right?
Ladies and gentlemen of America, I want to advise you to listen to the Rhino and the Doud. They're great Believe me, they're great. They're gonna do huge things. I'm telling you, they are a big force against the radical left and Sleepy Joe. Make sure you go to the Rhino and the Dude on YouTube, subscribe, and hit the bell. They're telling me if you hit the bell, you will be very impressed. Believe me, you'll be very impressed. Because I like them, they like me, and you will love the Rhino and the Dude, believe me. Because if I know one thing, I know good rhinos and I know good dudes, and that's them.
What the? What?
It's amazing.
So
You never heard that shit?
No.
Eddie, we gotta call my mom.
Was that actually good?
It's amazing.
That was so good.
We should
I don't
call
think
her.
it's good.
You
I
want
like
to call
the
her right
hand-
now?
The hand movement stuff was also made it so much better.
See what I mean? He does it perfect.
Dude, the lip. Oh, it's so good. Ever seen the episode of Family Guy where they have Peter works for Donald Trump?
I haven't.
I feel like
haven't
you
really-
could have done like the voiceover for that episode.
Do you want to do a prank call right now?
I totally want to do a prank call. I want to call
But
my mother.
you already did that before. Are you sure she's gonna?
Listen, this is Donald again.
Hey baby,
I'll
it's
do it.
Donald.
I'll
Hey
do it.
Stormy, what was that porn star he was messing with?
Stormy Daniels.
It's like, hey, hello Stormy. Yeah, I can't do Donald like you can.
What would the what should I say?
I think you pretend you're
Raising
Donald
money.
calling Stormy.
Now this is gonna get. Remember how they were yelling at you? my stepfather got on the phone. He's like,
Let's do it. Call her *67. I'll say that we're raising money.
how do you do it?
You gotta hit *67
Are you sure?
and then dial the number. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
*67
let's
or *69.
Just don't say the number and make sure that if it plays. So what should I say? I'm raising money for. What should I say? I'm raising money for.
Raising money for to help homeless dogs. She loves animals.
So it would put her in like a contradictory thing.
Yeah, yeah.
No, you gotta pick like a weird animal. Like, you gotta be like,
Dogs abandoned by Nancy Pelosi.
Yes! Yes!
What does he call her? Nasty Nancy or something? Nasty Nancy. Nasty Nancy is doing nothing for these dogs. Believe me, nothing.
So fun. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so excited.
Why
Will you
is this your
contribute
talent?
today?
Why is this your biggest talent?
All
in
right.
life?
So what you need to do is I need to have my hand motions
you
to
want me to-
keep it going. No. So somebody just needs to hold. If it's on the same microphone, it's going to do better. So put it on speakerphone and hold it to my mic. But I need to do this and
is
keep
getting
my
character,
that
okay.
keeps my character.
Okay, right.
I'm gonna.
And if it says a number, make sure they don't see the number. So
If
everybody
they don't
in the
answer,
world
it goes
doesn't.
into voicemail. Just
Okay,
hang
you
up.
sure you're ready for this?
So I'm Donald Trump. I'm raising money to bring aid to the dogs that nasty Nancy Pelosi has abused and left for dead.
I'm so excited. This might get yucky. Just letting y'all know. I don't know what is going to happen. They're,
gosh.
they're a little author. Well, I don't know.
Author rocker
Okay, well, we're gonna see.
I hope.
speaker.
Does not accept calls from numbers with caller ID.
Oh, Eric, we're gonna have to do it on your
I don't
number.
want craziness calling me back.
Come on,
Here, I know.
just
what
block
we'll
the
do.
number afterwards.
That's true. I don't have to call my parents back.
But then she'll have your number.
Well, then I.
So what? Then you can
Does
just tell her
anybody have a
afterwards.
Google number?
I do, but I don't have a way to access it like that. Just block the number afterwards, and you can tell her afterwards that we did it.
Oh wait, she knows you guys did the first time.
I don't think
This
so.
was like a year ago, if so. But let's just do it with yours. Just put in the number for him, and then just you can block the number, or you can.
I'm definitely blocking the number. I don't want no craziness calling
She
me.
says Maryland. She might know.
Yeah, I think yours is New Jersey
You hit
still.
star
Right?
67 already?
No, I didn't yet. No, mine's still
You
New
can't
Jersey
do
number.
*67.
Oh, okay,
That's what
okay.
she had blocked. Yours is a New Jersey number, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling you from Trump Tower here.
Trump Plaza in Atlantic City.
Yeah, it's not even.
Because I think it's closed now. I'm not sure. I don't even think it's open.
Are you guys ready?
All right,
How do I put this on speakerphone? Will I see it?
Yeah, once
I'm
you
raising
call,
money
we'll speak
for
with
the
us.
dogs that Nasty Nancy has.
And you're going to ask for Foxy Kathy. Kathy Fox is her name.
Kathy.
Foxy Kathy. Ooh.
Kathy.
Fox.
No,
Hello.
I like Foxy Kathy.
Hello, Kathy.
Hello, Foxy Kathy.
Fox. I love that word. It
her
reminds
husband's
me
name is Joe.
of Megan
It
Fox.
reminds me of Stormy.
I wish you call her. I wonder if they get my grandpa on the phone.
What?
I wonder if they get my grandpa on the phone.
Oh
Ken,
gosh.
Ken, Ken is my grandpa's name. He's funny.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
mean,
anyway, here we
I
go.
only have
Ready?
one speaker. If I go like this, mute it, so that way I can laugh.
Yeah, it sounds really nice.
Hello, is this Kathy? Hello.
Kathy.
This is Donald J. Trump.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, this is your president, Donald J. Trump. I'm calling you to help us raise money for the dogs that have been abandoned by nasty Nancy Pelosi. She has done a great, huge disservice to these animals, and Sleepy Joe is doing nothing to help these animals. So will you contribute $19.95 today to help the animals that have been abandoned by nasty Nancy? And make sure in 2024 you vote to keep America great. Should we call back? Just give them one more time.
I'm gonna say let's give it like 5 minutes, see if they call back.
Okay. Can we call someone else? That was so fun.
I mean, I don't know if you have somebody else. This isn't the prank calling show, but gosh.
Wait, let's do a prank call. I want to do a prank call. Yeah, we'll do it. Listen. We'll do it on. We'll talk about stuffed animals. I always wanted to do that. I saw it one time before, but you call and you call a place where they stuff animals and you say, I want to get my dog stuffed. You know, like he's sitting on the edge of the couch, kind of like, and you kind of describe it.
What are you gonna call Build-A-Bear workshop?
All right, who could we call?
I think you just call someone and
We
ask
should
them
call
if
them,
Candace is home.
Talking to the mic.
Oh, I'm
Call them
sorry.
speak. Is Candace there?
Okay. I know who we can call.
Ghostbusters.
I will call Aunt Tammy.
Is this one of your?
Aunt Tammy.
This is my Aunt Tammy.
Is this Tammy from
What are we
Thousand
gonna?
Pound
Are we
Sisters?
into the same thing?
Yeah,
Trump?
yeah.
Does she hate Trump?
She likes Trump.
Oh, so this is gonna be great for her.
I can't do a Joe Biden impression though.
Well, no, that's what, just
This is.
I know a million
no,
people.
I think if
I
you
mean,
do,
I don't want to be. You know, this. We'll do your immediate family because that's okay. But I'm not just gonna like be prank calling random people. This was a request from the audience, from our guest. But it was kind of fun.
Why
you
don't
wanna
we
prank-
call my crazy sister?
I think you should prank
talked
call
to her
Sammy
before.
from the podcast because you miss him.
He's in Bible study though.
Leave him a message as
Is he really
Donald
at
J.
Bible
Trump.
study?
Yep.
Leave him a
Interesting.
message as Donald Trump, telling you how much Eddie misses him. I think that would be funny.
Sammy, what you've done is it's a huge problem. Eddie is crying. He says that you're part of the radical left. I don't know if I want to believe him or not.
That's too bad.
That's such a
Should we try calling again one more time? Because we already
Go ahead.
they screened their call. That's what they did.
All right, so they're
It's
gonna
7
answer,
o'clock for
they're-
God's sake.
They're gonna answer yelling. That's what's gonna happen.
Maybe.
Bring it over.
Ooh, did my knee pop?
Hello. 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 Hello, Kathy. Are you there?
Foxy Kathy.
Someone call her back. Come call this one back. Go ahead and call it back again. They picked up.
She's gonna
Do it again. Just go again. Go.
She's so confused.
Oh no.
You FaceTiming.
Oh my god, I was FaceTiming her.
Kathy? Kathy. Are you there?
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Kathy, I'm beginning to wonder if you're really a true American, a true patriot, or if you were with the radical left. The radical left wants to abuse dogs. Nasty Nancy is abusing dogs, abandoning dogs, and I'm calling you to see if you would like to donate.
Call here one more time, and I'm sorry.
Hey there, sir. This is Donald J. Trump.
Oh, you're a dick face.
That's not very... Are you a part of the radical left? We're trying to save the dogs that Nancy Pelosi...
Okay. I'm blocking
One more time. One more time. One more time. One more
I'm
time.
gonna get my number. I'm gonna get calls from like the police at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Be like, yeah, my friend took my phone. Prank calling people. Oh. Oh my god.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
That was not very nice, sir. Is that how you talk to your president? Because you know, and I know, that I won that election. It was stolen. It was a stolen election. Anything else is fake news. Fake news. So you should respect your president and respect the dogs that Nasty Nancy is abusing. The radical left must
Bill
be...
Keller, you better stop this shit. I'm tired of it.
Hey, are you a member of the Nasty Nancy crew? They said your name.
That's my uncle's name. They think it's my uncle.
No, that's his last name.
Oh shit! Oh, that's
You have a
so
caller ID?
I guess
I guess so.
Bill Keller, and that's my uncle's
Did you say
name.
Bill Keller?
That's my
no.
uncle's name. That they're not getting along with.
Families.
Oh shit!
God. Gosh.
That's so funny.
If we called Uncle Bill, that'd be hilarious.
Hold
He's
on, I gotta
crazy.
block this number now.
All right.
We ought to call him.
So this is not the prank
Come
call.
on, it's so
We
fun.
literally have what left in this show? And
5 minutes.
We're gonna have to extend this because the whole thing has been prank calls for the most part.
Oh, it was so fun. I just
It was
wish
definitely fun.
the last call would have been.
Better.
Didn't we record it?
I think you have it somewhere on your phone.
Oh my god, I have it somewhere.
But
Dude, I never knew you had your hidden talent to be Donald Trump.
He's really
don't
good,
think I'm
right?
that
You see how he
great.
does it?
I think, honestly, for an impersonation, that was really good. Mm-hmm. I think the hands make it for me, though. Like, the hand movements. Mm. And also just,
everybody's got
the
their own little
references.
talents.
The guy threatening Bill Keller. Sorry, Bill. Again, sorry.
Sorry, Bill. Are you talking about Bill Clinton? Because I think we're on the same page. We need to lock her up and put in the swamp.
Dude, if you said that to him at that moment.
That would be great. I think we're on the same page.
I agree, sir. I agree, sir. We're on the same page.
Oh, my God.
So funny shit.
Hello.
They're gonna be talking about that for weeks.
Dude, I think you just ruined her family.
No,
She
he didn't
called
ruin it
for
last time. Last time was bad. You should have heard him.
So, yeah, they actually talked to me last time. Bill Keller. Oh gosh. Well, it's probably showing up Keller on their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so funny. That's gonna throw them off so hard.
So hard. It's hysterical.
Oh my god, funny stuff.
Why would you do this to your family?
I don't know. It's just too fun. My mom is too fun to mess with. What about your dad? He's funny.
We're not getting my dad.
Don't get Dave's dad riled up.
I'm on good terms with my father.
Oh, that's
Are you?
good.
That's good.
I'm doing all right.
That's great.
I could have him on the show.
Okay.
Could we handle that?
Oh, that's fun. I want to have him on the show when I'm on the show.
I don't think if I'm on the show with him, I don't think it'll go well. But if you have a show, if you come to the podcast lab, why don't we do this?
Okay, let's
and
do
you
it.
have your own show,
Okay.
and I'm not here, you probably could get the most out of him. But if I'm here, he's gonna think that I'm like, trying to pull something on him, or he's gonna want to one up me on everything I say, whatever it is. But if it's other people, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
I say we do it.
And I am thinking this is a nice little setup that you changed it up. I didn't even think of this originally.
Yeah, I kind of like this idea. I
Feels
feel,
a lot more cozy.
I do feel like I'm like my neck's kind of like broken because I'm like this a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Could we angle the chairs a little bit more? Do you think?
Yeah, you could angle them. I just figured, you wanted to look at the camera.
Yeah, I mean, we look.
But
at
you
the
could
camera,
totally
but, you know.
turn them completely this
Yeah,
way.
we could probably.
Then you'll
play
just
with it a
never
little
look at the camera. You know what I mean? You'll just always be
Yeah,
looking.
but the camera would still see us.
bit.
Yeah, still see you.
And try to make sure you're looking at the camera. And if you want to be sitting in these beautiful seats, remember to use the podcast lab.
Yeah.
And Eddie Doud Real Estate. I don't know the phone number because I do not practice.
410-588-6536.
And Sammy, come back. You can blame it all on Eddie.
What's that?
Sammy, 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 do you love me?
I thought it was I will remember you. Da, 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 da. Will you remember me? Da, 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 da. Don't let your... You can sing, can't you?
I don't know that song. Now, don't
What's the
let your-
song? I will remember
I think it's I Will Remember You.
Da, 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 da. Will you remember me?
I don't know the song. I know it, but I don't know the words.
Yeah, I don't know the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the chorus. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
that's why I was like, don't let you.
Oh, I know what we could sing about Sammy.
What?
Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. It's not warm when he's away.
There you go. Hey, you guys got some singing.
Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. He's always gone too long. Anytime Sammy's away.
Say, Sammy, things get weird when you're not around.
Wonder this time where
It's really
he's
uncomfortable.
gone.
You see, I'm
Keep going.
completely uncomfortable right now.
Wonder if he's gone to stay.
Honestly, Sammy understands.
Ain't
Just
no
don't come back.
sunshine when he's gone.
Don't come
He's
back.
always
Run.
gone too long.
Change your phone number.
Anytime
Move to a different state.
goes away.
Change your identity. You are now Samuel. Because you will do well without Eddie chasing
And
you
he's in
around.
church?
I know.
I think so. Isn't that what you said earlier?
It's nice.
I know.
I know. Oh, leave the young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine.
when he's gone.
So wait, this podcast episode is Eddie's
the
continued
weirdest one.
obsession, Donald Trump, prank phone calls,
And that's like your alarm.
and karaoke.
And karaoke. But that was pretty good. Can we start a band?
Yeah, I always wanted
You guys
to
should
do
really
that.
do some karaoke together. You guys
Can
are
we
pretty
start
well.
a band? I always wanted to do that. Yeah, I tried out for American Idol with Carrie Underwood.
Can we do-
same place, same time?
Oh, that's cool.
3 rows behind her.
You want to actually try this
Wait,
song?
seriously?
I made it to 8th round.
What? Wait, why aren't we hearing about this?
Tell the story.
That's cool.
But, okay, before this, before this.
Wait, can I guess what you're gonna say?
Can we do that? Can I pull up the Bill Weathers instrumental and let's do it? But I'll get that ready. You tell the story.
Yeah,
Can
let's
we?
do it.
This is good.
Let's do that as our outro. So we're ending the episode. You guys sing us out,
Okay.
and I'll do the podcast lab. No, the plugging that we need to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll.
Are we gonna finish this now? Or are we gonna? What are we doing?
Oh no, I want to hear the story about American Idol now. That's cool.
Oh,
Okay.
well, American
Tell us-
Idol. Okay, so let's see. I was
That gives
living
you
in
time to get everything
Georgia.
set up.
Living in
living in
Georgia.
Georgia.
And American Idol was a big thing then. I obsessed over it, right? So I was like,
Yeah,
this could
American Idol
be
back in
it.
the day was cool.
This could be my big thing, right? I can make it somewhere in my life, right? And so I drove all the way to Memphis, and I was number 16,323
Wow.
to sing, and there was a long line behind me.
Okay, but
In
how
Memphis.
long did you wait in this line, being number 16,000?
I was there for 2.5 days.
Wow.
And it was so exhausting. I wore the wrong shoes. My feet hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible skirt. And I wore the song that I picked was so bad.
Okay.
It was a
was the
grandma song. Winona Judd Flies on the Butter. Wait, I actually love that song, but it wasn't cool for American Idol.
Mm-hmm. And then, so you waited 2.5 days. How long did you get? Did you actually get in the room with the judges?
So I never got there. What you don't know is there's 14 rounds till you get to the judges, right? So what happens is there's rows of about 30 people, right? And then all of those people have a line behind them, right? And there's 8 little panels of judges with curtains, right? So the judge will tell you, sing. No, sing when I say sing.
Sing.
Stop.
You can't hear it at turn.
Sing. Stop. Sing. Stop. That's how long you get to sing, right? Wow. And so they would be like, okay, you go to that door, you go to this door, right? So the losers were going that side. And I heard, like, sometimes it would let people, like, sing for a long time if they really thought they were good. But to be completely honest with you, only 50 people out of that whole group
got to see the judges?
got to go to the show.
No. Okay.
Out of, like, almost 20,000 people were there.
No,
can you imagine?
You have the people also go in the room with the judges who are just absolutely horrible.
25 of the 50 were complete freak shows.
Oh, okay. So they
and
just picked...
25 of them could actually sing.
So, okay.
It was so bizarre. I saw people that were like, oh my God, they gave me chills. I was like, they have the most beautiful voices in the world. And they didn't take them. Mm-hmm. And then I saw total idiots. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, right?
So do they... well, I think that a lot of times with reality TV... They're looking for people that are good, that could be the next star, but also they're looking for the people that are going to be the funny, entertainment.
To make the show.
Yeah, like you want somebody that's not the best.
Viral, to be funny.
And then also you want, on that, they want the people that are going to be embarrassing. My question is, those people that are going to be embarrassing, do they actually believe? So how does that work? Are they actually passed to the next level? Because before you get to Simon Cowell, because you didn't get to sing in front of them, right? Mm-mm. So before you get to them, you had to go through some type of screening. So those people went through some type of screening, and what did they say in that screening? Did they not give you feedback? Do they just then push you forward to the next thing?
There's so many people. There is no room for feedback. And when I got to the eighth round...
So you sing. So what happens with the bad people then? I guess they sing, and they're like, this guy is horrible. And I guess then they put all the horrible ones and find the best characters, and then they put them in front. Well, it's kind of very messed up.
20,000 people, though, if it's 20,000 people, it's got to be so easy to pick out 25 people that you're like, that guy could do something funny in front of the judges.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying...
and so do these train them? They probably teach the people how to, like, figure it out and see. Because, like, you think about the video of that William Hung guy. Like, he was this little awkward dude, and then he started singing What She Banged by Martin.
Oh
and then,
God,
remember he was, like, his arms were there and, like, swinging his hips and stuff? Like, yeah. Like, they knew what they did to that man. They knew. Like,
yes, that's a crazy thing. I was so upset after, the effort, the time, the pain.
Well, you were getting through, and I mean, you got through because you were good. I mean, obviously, they can only take so many people, and then they're also looking to fill, certain parameters. Like they want somebody they're going to find one person that's like country style, one person that's like this, one person's like that. They got to have a country guy, a city guy, a white guy, a black guy, an Asian guy, this guy, a girl, this here. They got to have a show. They want to fill these different things so that way it's not a bunch of, blonde-haired women or a bunch of black guys, a bunch of white guys, whatever the case may be.
Well, I was watching a video the other day, funny about talking about American Idol. It came up on my phone that Kelly Clarkson wanted to lose the first season of American Idol. At the final two, she wanted to lose because you had to do a movie. So there's some movie that Kelly Clarkson,
do a movie?
It was in the contract.
Huh.
That like you signed it, if you won, you had to do a movie.
Wow.
And she did not want to do the movie. Wow. But the guy who got second really wanted, was like, yeah, I'd love to do the movie. Let's do this. Like, this sounds like fun.
What was the movie?
The video said it. I just know that she didn't want to win because she didn't want to do the movie.
Wow.
But the guy who got second wanted to win and wanted to do the movie. And she was like, oh, and it showed like the clip of her winning. And she's like, like she looked, for a second you see she's upset and then she like kind of hides her face.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like,
she was amazing, Kelly Clarkson. She had big time daddy issues too. Her last song was one of her last songs that she made was about her dad. She's an amazing character. Mm-hmm.
Is she not making music anymore?
She still is, but like on a.
Doesn't she have like a TV show and stuff too now?
She does. Like
I know after
she blew up,
after you get a lot of your fame, a lot of that stuff is, weighs on you. So there you go again.
The table's too late.
I know. So then you end up doing stuff on your own.
Yeah.
I remember Ruben Studdard.
Oh gosh, yeah, he was beautiful. His voice
was.
Sorry
for 2004.
Luther Vandross, just like Luther,
Dude,
right?
That killed it. I'm looking up what happened to Ruben Studdard.
I feel like I looked that up and I knew it. I don't know. So sad though, like the Judds, like I idolized them back then. So I thought it was so cool. It was the best song ever, and I thought, this is it. This song's gonna catch them. They didn't care.
Yeah.
But they, Winona Judd, her mother, Naomi Judd, she killed herself this year.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing
that?
about that.
That was her song, their song that I sang. Winona sang it, but I think Naomi sang it as well.
Oh, Ruben Studdard is a musical performing professor at UTC.
Wow, that's cool.
What does that mean?
It's a college.
I mean, I know it's a college, but what is that? What is that position? What does he do?
He teaches
How to
singing.
sing?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very fulfilling for somebody that wanted to be a star.
Well, dude, the guy put out some good songs.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised you're not listening to I'm Sorry for 2004 while thinking about Sammy at night when he doesn't come here. Okay. Sorry, I just want to know. That's the guy, for some reason, from American Idol. The person I remember the most was Ruben Studdard.
And little country boy.
Yeah, and the little... Was it Clay Aiken? Was it?
Yeah,
Yes,
Clay
little
Aiken. When he
Aiken.
always sang like this, his head always went back and forth. He had a really deep voice, but he's like really little
He
skinny
was
guy.
like a little tiny dude.
And now he's like Mr. Cool. He's like very popular country singer.
Oh, I didn't
He
know that.
really made it. He did. Yeah.
Good for him.
It's amazing. And Carrie Underwood, of course, right?
Yeah.
God, she was amazing. I remember though, I actually saw her.
Yeah.
I saw her perform and I saw her get the ticket.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, she's all right. She's okay. She's good.
Were you sizing up the app?
Yeah, sizing everybody.
What were
up.
you thinking about Carrie Underwood?
I thought, okay, she wasn't what she is now. Her
Yeah.
voice was beautiful, but it needed a lot of conditioning, like my voice right now, right? It would be like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you need a lot of work, right? A lot of work on that. But now
don't
that
think
she
so,
has
but-
all that conditioning, wow, she's
Yeah.
amazing. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful voices out there, really.
Gotcha.
It's natural. But of course, I was rolling my eyes.
She's like... Carrie Underwood.
I was like, whatever.
So more like Carrie Underwear.
Yeah, for real. Whatever. It was bad.
Ooh. So we're almost out of time.
Yep.
It's been real, peeps.
Anything else that you want to say?
hit Donald J?
I just want to say, make sure that you subscribe to the Rhino and the Dude. Ring the bell like the Liberty Bell, and make sure you ring Donald on the ticket if I run.
Don't forget about the podcast lab.
The podcast lab. It's a great place. You can go there and you can record podcasts. They tell me these things that these youngsters like the podcast. Very great podcast.
Yep.
And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, which you know I like to do, you should hit up the Dude by calling 410-588-6536. And you know Ivanka was a very good at decorating the Trump Tower. But if you want to have something decorate, you know you might want to hit up the Julie Haplin. Very great. She's a great, strong patriot, great, strong woman. How can they reach you? How can they find you, Julie?
410-877-4005.
That is great. And my dad, she does fantastic work. Just great work. I think you'll really like it. I was impressed, and I think you'll be impressed too. And if you want to punch people as a bouncer, if you want to bounce
me.
have him.
Yeah.
You know, we should have had him there on January 6th. But we didn't, and what happened. But yeah. One final question from this Rhino.
Yes,
and
yes,
but I say I don't like the rhinos. We need to get rid of the rhinos.
Now, at the end of every podcast, I ask people the same question because this is my political question.
Okay.
If you're gonna vote for a president, who are you voting for? Are you voting for Kanye, or are you voting for Skeet?
What about Donald J. Trump?
Or Donald J. Trump?
Well, not Donald J. Okay, go ahead. This is for
This
a
is
second.
theoretical.
Yeah, okay.
This is 2028 when you can't be president anymore.
I think I'd vote for Kanye because
See?
Kanye actually makes a lot of
Kanye.
sense.
He wrote Graduation.
Kanye wrote Graduation.
Most lyrical.
Kanye wrote Graduation. I listened to it all the time when I
Donald
was
J.
in
Trump,
the,
what's
in the
your
Oval
favorite
Office.
song on the album?
When I was in the Oval Office, I was like, nah, wait till I get my money, right?
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to touch the sky.
Oh,
What's another one? What's another one?
Champions on there.
Yeah.
You realize that you are the
You
champion.
know, they said that I wasn't going to win the election, but I said through the wire.
Honestly, I'm impressed.
You know, they say that
I'm pretty shocked.
they say that I won't win, but I have one thing to say: Jesus walks with me, and diamonds are forever. That's what Ivanka always says when she wants me to buy more of them. Melania, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I think Ivanka just died. Rest in peace.
Okay. Do you want to sing your outro song for Sammy? Julie.
So you're going Kanye?
Yeah, she said Kanye.
I'm going to vote for Kanye.
Okay, Kanye.
If I have to choose between those two.
Yeah, well, it's theoretical.
Yeah, theoretical.
And he gets my vote just because of graduation. That's all he needs.
Well, I think it makes so much sense lately.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he's crazy, but he's just talking about real stuff, and like he makes sense. I think he's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, are we out of here?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna leave it with our
Sing us
with
out.
our final call to Sammy. And hopefully he's back, because I don't want to continue with this.
No, I think you're stuck doing this until he comes back.
This is until he comes back. We're
that's
stuck.
fine.
This is stuck. This is getting very uncomfortable,
Dude,
but
when he comes back, though, we gotta play like The Glory or something.
yes.
Like we'll get like a big like church service like song, like something real glorious to play when Sammy's back.
Julie will come back to like sing in the choir.
We'll just let a couple people have a choir behind us singing for his return.
Here we go. Are you ready? Remember what we said?
What am I doing? I'm singing the song.
The song.
Okay, I'm not very good at singing it to that, but I'll sing.
But it's Sammy. Instead of she, it's Sammy.
Got it.
Here we go.
You can do he too.
He.
Oh, I have to say Sammy, or I can say he, because
Yeah, you
Sammy
say
wouldn't
he.
really go with it.
Yeah, you say he.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Okay. Do my
We're almost
exercises.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
Here we go.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to? Are you gonna help me?
Me?
Oh, you don't have the.
I can't sing.
I don't know why the space bar isn't running, Sammy. Oh, you can't hear this. Give her your headphones.
Here we go.
Okay.
Stand
Ready.
on. She's ready.
Ain't no sunshine when she's
He's gone. It's 2022. It's not warm
when he's away. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone.
When
He's always gone too long.
Too long.
Anytime he goes away.
He goes away.
Wonder this time where he's gone. Church, right?
Praise.
Wonder if he's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone.
When he's
His
gone.
house just ain't no home. Anytime he goes away.
Sammy, please come back to us. Things are getting really uncomfortable for me.
I know.
It's getting weird.
I know.
He calls me. Late at night. When no one else is awake. He's breathing heavily. Talking about you.
Oh, leave the young thing alone.
Help
Ain't no
me.
sunshine when he's gone.
Cut it.
Ain't no
Thank you guys for all listening.
when he's gone. This has been great. Another episode
Thank you
of
guys.
Rhino.
Remember, like and
Dude,
subscribe, too.
The most weird episode ever. If we didn't earn your subscription and we didn't earn your ringing the bell, you are a member of the radical left, and we are coming for you in 2024.
I sacrificed my mother's
Got
relationship.
two
for that.
more years.